Hi everyone. So we're in the middle of our lockdown in the UK, and Dominic Raab has just announced another 3 weeks of the same lockdown measures. So basically, no non-essential shops are open, which really means we can only go out to buy food if we need it, or medical supplies, and other kind of essential sort of house maintenance products. So again, food is on the agenda, and certainly saving the food that you have in the house and not just chucking it in the bin. And basically, what happens to me is quite often we will have leftover bits of bread sometimes, and sometimes they go a bit stale, and a little bit past, kind of nice just eating them as they are stage. So I found a nice recipe, and it's a bit of a spin on traditional bread and butter pudding, and it's by Jennifer, and she's at Seasons and Suppers website, which is basically a food and cooking diary, and Jennifer comes from Canada, so thank you for this recipe, Jennifer. I have adapted it ever so slightly because Jennifer doesn't use cocoa in it and doesn't make them into chocolate muffins, but these are bread and butter chocolate pudding muffins, and I want to give them a try and see what I think. Certainly, they look nice even when they're not cooked, but I'll let you be the judge of that. Jennifer uses cream in hers, and I use milk in mine because it's the only thing I had in the cupboard. So I'll pop them in the oven, and then I'll let you see what they look like, and I'll also let you know what ingredients are in them too. So these are the muffins in their raw state or uncooked state. Basically, you would use at least 4 slices of bread cubed up, or if you've got, like me, I had 2 large rolls which I had baked and then had them left over, and they did go a little bit past the fresh stage, so I just decided to make these out of them. Then obviously there are raisins in there, but you can put mixed fruit in there if you like, or peel, whatever suits you, or just you don't put fruit in them at all, you just leave them without, and then you put cinnamon in them. Or if you have it in the cupboard, which I had, I put mixed spice in them, so it has a few more spices than just the cinnamon, but it's still got that nice sweet taste, and it has sugar in them. And I just used milk instead of cream, but if you have cream in your fridge, by all means use that, but certainly that's the mainstay of the ingredients. And I obviously added cocoa as well, even though in Jennifer's recipe it doesn't suggest using cocoa, but I just thought for a bit of a spin on it, I'll see how it goes and see how it looks. And this is a massive experiment, so we shall see, and you'll see the end result and then see if you fancy baking it. Bye.
Bye.
Something which I didn't mention when I was telling you about the ingredients is that you really need to soak all the ingredients together first for at least 2 hours in your fridge. The recipe also suggests that you soak them overnight, and that's generally what you would do with bread and butter pudding anyway, and it's to create a nice batter. I probably soaked mine for about 2 hours, so that is probably at the minimum, so I'll see if that's good enough. So here's the finished muffins. I left them in the oven for the full 45 minutes just to make sure they were nicely browned, and they are very brown. So I maybe didn't need them in as long as that. And the trick is also not to open the oven door, which I did do at least once, because they need to rise, and I think once you've done that, they will start to sink in the middle. But nevertheless, they taste amazing. And I didn't have any icing sugar, but you might want to put some icing sugar on the top if you have that in the cupboard as well, because I think that would make them look really nice and just bring out the sweetness in them as well. But give them a go, and tell me what you think.